My name is Panasiuk. I set off for a deserted island and stayed here to live. Living without food, without communication, and without help. And you know, I've already gotten used to the fact that I have to forage for food myself, and that without a fire I can't get warm or cook the catch I've caught. And this is the continuation of my survival on a deserted island. In the last episode, I set traps in the spot where I saw a spiny lobster, and I also set up a camera so we can observe what's happening underwater. Friends, let me show you how these traps work. Last season, I showed how to make such an automatic trap with your own hands, and now I just want to show the new viewers how it works in action. So, the trap looks like this. It has this triangular shape. See? This is what it looks like. To set it, you need to open the lid. Tuck these rubber bands in here. One, and on this side is the safety catch. Now it won't close. You see, in the middle between the doors, there is a trigger mechanism. These steel arcs snap shut, and a piece of bait is placed between them like a spacer, a piece of fish or an octopus tentacle, like I did last time. Now, for the demonstration, I'll show you. I'll just take a small branch. The mechanism closes. The branch goes in here. A branch instead of bait. See? And now, after we've armed the trap, the rubber bands are released. That's it. The trap is now set. Let's say I'm a fish or crab. I crawl or swim up and eat this bait. I eat and eat, take it in my mouth, and want to pull it away with me. And the trap snaps shut, and the prey stays inside. Also, don't forget that when this trap is set underwater, there is this little float. You just need to hide it under one of the arcs, like this, under one of the lids. And when the trap goes off, this float is released and swims to the surface along the main rope. And that's how it signals to you that the trap has been triggered and it's time to dive and get your catch. Releasing the first safety catch. Releasing the second safety catch. The trap is armed. And now I'm a fish crab. Woo! And the prey stays inside. Let's try to catch something using these traps. I took a portable waterproof metal detector, tied it to a stick, and went looking for metal objects on the territory of this deserted island. Meanwhile, the lobster traps were attracting the attention of the fish. In short, it's time for some spearfishing. Well then, let's go and try to catch something. Let's try to catch something and check the lobster traps at the same time. So, I took my pole spear in hand and, on the way to the traps, dived carefully under the rocks, searching for prey. Almost immediately, I noticed the long antenna of a lobster. I didn't hesitate, gathered my thoughts, took a deep breath, and dived. I held onto a rock at the very bottom with my left hand, and with my right, I aimed the spear at the lobster and took the shot. Got it. Whew. Yes. Woohoo! Wow, look at that. He's not as huge as the one last time, but still a very good catch, my friends. A really great catch. I'm happy. Whew. That's incredible. I spotted him. I actually spotted him. A good start to the day and a successful start to the hunt. I put the catch to sleep and placed it in the mesh bag. Well, I'm swimming further toward the traps. Everything near the traps was the same as before. Small fish were trying to eat the bait, and a large fish was trying to eat the plastic float. The lobsters were sitting in their holes and didn't show themselves. Suddenly, a large fish finally decided to swim out from under a rock and try the bait. But as soon as the fish tasted it, it seemed to suspect something. It swam to the side, and the trap triggered at the exact moment when only tiny fish were inside. Meanwhile, a striped green fish continued to pose in front of the camera, nibbling away at the bait from the second trap. When I finally reached the spot where I had set the traps, I immediately saw an orange float on the water's surface. The signal went off. One trap had been triggered. And that meant one trap had worked, so I immediately swam down to check. But when I got to the traps, I saw that there was only a tiny fish inside one of them, and nothing else interesting. But then I looked closely, and right next to the trap, in a hole under a rock, sat that very lobster I had wounded in the last episode. I immediately loaded my Hawaiian sling and took a precise shot. I pinned the lobster firmly to the bottom so that this time he wouldn't break free and run away. But it turned out that since he was already wounded, he had absolutely no strength left. I took my next catch. This lobster didn't even need to be put to sleep. I put the catch in the mesh bag. I threw away the leftovers of the bait, let the fish finish it. I packed up both traps and, with a sense of accomplishment and my catch, returned to the shore. So friends, let's see what I managed to catch this time. The spearfishing was even better this time. It's getting better and better every time. That's good. I managed to catch a lobster. By the way, this is the exact one I couldn't catch before. The one where I only got his legs. The legs were left behind and he hid in the hole. So this is him, exactly the one missing his legs. And I caught another one, almost the same size. Look at that, friends. We could call this Lobster Island or Spiny Lobster Island. This time I managed to catch 2 lobsters. I'd like to cook them in some special way, something unusual. And then an idea hit me, to make lobster pastries. I have flour and I have rainwater. I can make dough and use the lobster meat as a filling. I think it'll be delicious. What a catch, friends. Look at these lobsters. There will be a new dish in the restaurant today. Hi there. Did you come out to soak up a little sun? How are you doing? All right, it's time to cook my catch. This was today's spearfishing result. Flies are buzzing around my food scraps, and an iguana is hanging out there, snacking on them. I thought she was eating my leftovers, but no, she's catching flies. So friends, this time I brought some flour with me. In fact, I'm going to bring flour every time now, if I don't forget, because after that show project, flatbreads over a campfire are just something magical. So, I take the flour and some filtered rainwater. Adding it in. And right here inside, I'm mixing the dough. Just a simple dough made with water. I'll take the lobster meat, clean it, and make lobster pastries. I'll bake them right on the fire. Need to add a little more water. Wait, I see someone is about to steal my dough, and I'll have nothing left for the pastries. Look! Oh, you can't see. But if I lift the camera like this, see? Well, alright, I'm on their territory. I'm not greedy. But hold on, let me bake the lobster pastries first, then I'll share. You little rascal. Crawl, crawl away. Alright, let the dough sit here, soak, and rest. And I'll go start a fire and get the lobster meat ready. I need to prepare the oven. To cook the lobster pastries, first I need to build an oven, a makeshift one. And for that, I'll need a large, flat stone. I'll place the stone inside, right in the middle of the fire. This will be my oven. Then I'll surround it with coals, put the pastries on the stone, and cover them with a pot. Then I'll stack wood around the pot. And it turns out to be a decent little oven. The lobster pastries will bake for about 40 minutes, and we'll see how they turn out. My oven is ready, friends. Well, the catch is caught. Now I need to start a fire. And today, I'll be starting the fire with a hand drill. have fire. Now the lobsters need to be cleaned, and for this, I'll need my multi-tool. By the way, I have to say, its ergonomics and functionality pleasantly surprised me. The tools are very functional for my conditions, but there is one huge downside that just drives me crazy. It's the metal corrosion. It rusts almost instantly even after rain, let alone salt water. My Victorinox has spent years in the ocean with me, and I never had such problems. This one rusts in a single day. So please, let me know in the comments if Leatherman has similar multi-tools made from a different steel, or if this is just a common issue with all tools from this brand. The multi-tools are very cool, but the steel quality ruins everything. Now I'll take the dough and wrap it around the lobster tail. The most important thing is not to wash your hands after touching the iguana. Then the dough will be even tastier. Just kidding. I'm doing the exact same thing with the second lobster. Done. Now it looks less like a pastry and more like a lobster corn dog. While I was kneading the dough, my wood burned down and the rocks around it have heated up nicely. The oven is preheated. Now I'm placing the pastries on the stone and covering them with the pot. I'm covering it with dry branches on top as well. They will burn down slowly and maintain the extra heat inside the oven. And now, let's set the timer for 30 minutes. Around, well, 5 to 4, I'll check on this oven. I'll put the lobster heads on the coals too, let them roast. There's meat in there as well. That means it's time to check the oven, my friends. I'll filter a little water first, then we'll go check the oven. I'm so thirsty. Island life. All right, let's check the oven first, and then we'll get back to filtering the water. So to lift the pot, I'm going to need the multi-tool. When you step out from the camp into the sun, it's still day out here, but back there it feels like evening already. Let's see how things are going inside the oven. I was throwing in small twigs every now and then to keep the temperature up so it wouldn't cool down. All right, let's clear all the extra stuff away. Moving this branch to the side. One. This one goes here too.
Whoa!
How delicious this looks. It slipped a little bit. Wow, look at my flatbreads, friends. Look at how they turned out. Mouth-watering. Incredible. This is top tier. This is pure deliciousness. The pastries are baked, my lobster pastries. They look so appetizing, like some kind of lobster samosa. Oh, friends, my mouth is watering. My mouth is literally watering. This looks so good. What a chef I am. What a culinary artist. I didn't dream of becoming a chef in my childhood for nothing, friends. Oh man, this is beautiful. Don't fall. Wait, let me... Oh, found it. Oh, just look at this dish. Time to eat. Here's a little lobster pastry. It's got the tail and the dough. Rainwater and flour. Kneaded the dough. Caught the lobster. Now watch. This tail right here. Just like this. The shell comes right off. And now it's like an island-style canapé, an island pastry. This is what I call the deserted island pastry. And now I take a bite. It's so incredibly tasty. The dough is baked through, and the lobster is perfectly done. Now that's a pastry. Let's test its durability in my conditions. So, do we have some meat left in there or not? The sun is setting and it's getting dark fast. Now that this pastry has cooled down, it smells of smoke, like flatbread from a tandoor. All right, let's head to sleep. I've had a very delicious and filling meal, and now it's time to turn in. If you enjoyed this episode, and only if you truly did, give it a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, and make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the continuation of my survival on this deserted island. See you soon.